Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Wafalme Mitaani channel. Last week we talked about laying treasures in heaven. It was a very interesting lesson, a lesson that taught us that as much as we are training very hard on earth, we should not really give all our heart to our works, but we focus for treasures which are above. So this week we are going to lesson number 7. It says, "Unto the least of these." It's a very interesting lesson because the lesson that came this quarter was talking about managing for the master. So as we're going to discuss this lesson, we're going to see various things, various examples, narratives in the Bible that are explaining our topic of today, unto the least. So to give you a glimpse of what we're going to discuss, it's talking about the people in the society who we deem as socially or financially or politically considered the least. We all know about the history. We all know about the livelihood of the English, the people of the English, England or London, as you can put it. They have classes. So we want to explore about what God thinks about these classes and who, as human beings, who are amongst them. What can we do so that we become part and parcel of the family of God that really is focused towards making others see the goodness of God. So our main verse today, this week, will be will come from the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 34, which says, "Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye blessed of my Father, inherit kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the earth, of the world." So the verse does not really specifically say a certain group of people, say a certain group of people who occupy certain status, certain social status, certain economical capabilities, or certain political affiliations. It amalgamates everyone. So where the Bible speaks about strangers, and let me just ask my friend, who is a stranger? What does he understand about who is a stranger? So Momani, who can you describe as a stranger to you?
Stranger to me, obviously, is somebody maybe you don't have full details about him, or you have never seen, or somebody who is new to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the person I could like, or the explanation I could give to that.
So that's a good example. Someone you don't know, someone who you've never met or related in any way. So it's not very far from what the lesson describes who a stranger is. The lesson, because it's focusing on a certain perspective. A stranger is those people. We have refugees in Kenya. We had 2007, 2008 post-election violence, which displaced people from their areas of where they had settled. So we term these people as strangers, according to our lesson of this week. So so in biblical times, they left their countries because these strangers in biblical times left their places because of war, because of famine, or because of some kind of political problems that come. So indeed, is a broad field that needs to be explored. As Christians of today, since we are encouraging each and every Christian to win one soul, it's an area that we as Christians need to go into. We need to tap into. These are people who are facing very many different kinds of problems, and these problems tend to discourage them even to believe or understand who God is. So we are going to in this week we're going to delve into God's business, not as we're going to delve into managing God's business not as an option, but as being followers of an example of Jesus and obeying His commandments. So it's going to be a very interesting lesson because we know one or two of us, or a friend or two, have been one way or another been placed in a position where they become refugees of another place. So on Sunday, it talks about the life and ministry of Jesus Christ. We all know about the story of Jesus Christ. When he was born, until when he grew, until the time when he died for both the Jews and the Gentiles. Jesus was expected to be born in a palace, to be bred and nurtured in a very good place where there was power, there was privileges, there was access to every kind of access to anything that you wanted. But unfortunately, God twisted the plot, and Jesus was born in a very humble place. So Jesus says, there's a verse that Jesus puts it like, he came to seek and save the lost. So he was not really focused on becoming a political leader, a very powerful person from a very high social status, just like the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the other communities which were amongst the Jewish.